it looks like the next new great comic book series is going to be Terminal, from Robert Kirkman and his team of creators that he put together, coming from Image Comics. And Robert Kirkman, returning back to the superhero genre. We've done a video when it was first announced. We did this video before, and now he's given an exclusive um, interview with comicbook.com. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just hit some of the highlights. I encourage anyone to just go listen to that interview. We'll leave the link in the description below. It's a really good interview with not just Kirkman, but the team he put together of other writers and artists as well. And looks like he actually says in this that they're already, like, now this series has not started yet. Issue number 1 is supposed to come out in July, and he's saying him and the team are already completed 18 issues of this. Already 18 issues are done in the can, ready to go, because he wants to. This is way to do it right. He wants to stay ahead of about a year ahead of the scheduling, of the scheduling, so that if anything comes up, any hiccups or anything like that, that there will never be any delays on the release of these, of every title. Every month he wants all this to release every month and not have any delays, which is a great plan, because I hate it when there's all these significant delays on other titles. For my best example is Greg Rucka's Lazarus, and now Lazarus Fallen, always having delays, and I'll be doing a separate video on that. But so what he goes, so that's what one of the main things he says in this interview is that there are already 18 issues in on this. It's a like superhero comic. Creates a whole new world of superheroes. It's being compared to like sort of like the 90s X-Men, but obviously it's going to be completely different. He's got like a team of a bunch of artists and other writers: Joe Casey, Andy Kubert, David Finch, Arthur Adams. The official description of Terminal is a secret war being waged across the world by two violent forces with superhuman abilities who blur the lines between good and evil. So yeah, just trying to. It's not going to be like a black and white thing where it's like good guys versus bad guys. It's going to be a lot of shades of morality. So a lot of character development on here. What I'm going to do here's you can, if you can go on here, you can play the trailer, but yeah, we'll leave the link to the interview. It's a really good interview. Here he says, here's where he says, Kirkman says that the team has already completed 18 issues of the series, and says that most of them have already been working on this for 5 years, 4 or 5 years. So they're really planning this out. It's an ongoing, and they don't know when, how many issues it's going to go, but they really want to stay ahead of the publishing schedule. Let's see, some of the other things. Yeah, comparison to Invincible and the X-Men. Of course, his Invincible series was the last time he did a superhero comic. When it's time to be violent, it's startling and somewhat in your face. So I guess that might be a warning for people who might not want to, if you're not used to seeing or don't want to see extreme violence. There, you may be could be warned that you expect them to just like not hold back on any of the violence. Like I know that Marvel and DC will have ways to make sure the creators don't go too far, but it's not going to happen here. This is Image Comics, and they're going to let Kirkman do whatever he wants. So that might be one thing. It's not a criticism, but if you don't want to see extreme violence, that might be one of the warnings on this one. Artist. So he confirmed that Andy Kubert will be the main artist on the first 5 issues of the series, and they'll rotate artists obviously so that they can keep up with the publishing schedule. They're gonna what it looks like, they're gonna assign an artist to each of the story arcs, like 4, 5 or 6 issue story arcs. Let's see what else is like. I think they're like talking about. There's a great interview. They talk about how well they work with each other, and in terms of coming up with all these characters and how they're going to interact with each other. So here's one thing that there was a comment on my first video where someone was concerned how that when a title like this comes out with a bunch of characters, that you really can't focus on any one character. It's going to be all spread out, and it's just going to jump around, and you're not going to really get to know any of the characters. Well, it looks like he's addressing this. He confirmed that it's a big, complex team book, but the protagonist of each story arc and issue will shift. So they will focus on individual characters and really develop them per story arc. So it looks like every story arc is going to have like one main character that you're going to see the story from their perspective, and you'll get background on them. So there will be, I think they're going to do this correctly, where it's not going to be like where you're just going to be shifted around from character to character. You are going to get focus and significant character development. He has a vague says which is good. He has a vague story, a sense of where the story is going for the entire series, but I don't think they've come up with an ending yet. Which, why would they? It hasn't even been released. And then in the interview, they're asked about, would this be good at some point? I mean, it's a little bit way too premature, but might be something for either like an animated series on like they do with Invincible, or he even says, I think this would work really, really well in animation, and I think that with the uniqueness of our characters and some of the inhuman nature, the designs of some of them, I think that would be pretty interesting. But I could also see a really cool live action adaptation as well. So that is another thing to be excited about. This, they established this new universe, these new characters, and perhaps not just animated, but to have a live action adaptation, a TV series. So yeah, Terminal Number 1 debut comic book. So it's still about 2 months away, a little bit less than 2 months away, and already they have, I think that's pretty incredible, that they have 18 issues completed, just to stay ahead of the publishing schedule, which is great. So check it out. When it, this is a preview, obviously. So in July, I'm sure you can go out to the comic book shops and order this ahead of time. Yeah, I think this is going to be hot. So you probably should go out to your local comic book shop, pre-order this, just in case, because it might sell out. There's a lot of attention on this. I think they're going to do this right. It's going to be probably the next new great title. So let me know what you think in the comments about this, and I'll be back soon.